The country's inflation rate has again hit a new multi-year high with no letup in the rise of prices. The central bank is vowing strong policy action. Is a rate hike now a foregone conclusion? Shaila Francisco looks into the story.
Inflation once again climbed to a new record as it hit a 5-year high of 5.7% for July. Coming off the record 5.2% in June, this is the 7th straight month that inflation picked up and the 5th consecutive month that it reached a 2 to 4% target range of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
NEDA estimates that for an average household spending 10,000 pesos per month, a 5.7% inflation rate translates to an additional expense of 570 pesos, an amount which could have been used to buy more items.
With this amount, a family can buy 21 kilos of NFA rice and 3.5 chickens. As consumers continue to feel the pinch of rising prices, many have been left with no choice but to cut expenses.
Binibawasan ng pagbili, tinitipid. Kung 1 kilo kalahati na.
Dati po ba gano'ng kadalas kayo bumisita sa palengke?
Hindi, mga twice a week.
Ngayon ho?
Isang linggo na lang, isang beses.
The National Economic and Development Authority says they expected July inflation to have gone up due to price hikes in alcohol, tobacco, fish, and fuel products. Weather also played a role with rains affecting the delivery of rice into markets.
Ito yung panahon na yung mga tag-ulan. So talaga namang nagkakaroon tayo ng increases at around this time.
With no reprieve in sight, an economist says inflation could reach as high as 6% in the following months.
Mihirit mga iba't ibang sector, no? So I understand that even sa fair, di ba, mayroon pa hindi pa hindi pa, I don't know if it's finalized already. So yun yung mga second round effects. So kung meron pa yung mga ganun, tapos minsan hindi pa rin matansya yung oil.
In a statement, the economic managers say that addressing supply constraints will help curb inflation. They also reiterated the need to pass the Rice Tarification Act to bring down the price of the grain. The BSP, which is expected to raise key rates by 50 basis points this Thursday to address inflation, says it is ready to take a strong response to ensure price stability. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
The continuing rise in inflation is strengthening the case for an aggressive interest rate hike from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. BusinessWorld's head of research, Leo Uy, comes to us live from Quezon City. Leo, the July rate is obviously faster than the 5.2% recorded in June. And the 5.7% inflation rate in July is picking up pace for the 7th straight month. That's on a year-on-year basis. First of all, what were the factors that led to this?
Well, Robbie, first of all, for July, inflation has been very much broad-based, meaning around 9 out of 11 commodity groups have seen faster annual markups. As for the factors leading to inflation, Central Bank Governor Nestor Espinilla Jr. has said that this has been due to higher oil prices, additional excise taxes, and the weather disturbances, which drove prices of staple food items such as rice up. So really, this has been more of a supply problem, to which Governor Espinilla has said that this is beyond the scope of monetary policy. Nevertheless, he said that they will consider looking at the data updates on the economy, on gauging the strength of the follow-up in their next monetary policy meeting. Now, this is echoed by the officials in the fiscal side with the National Economic and Development Authority, the Department of Budget and Management, and the Department of Finance, reiterating their call to approve the amendment of imposing rice tariffs in place of import quotas, as well as approving fuel subsidies for operators and drivers of public utility jeepneys.
Okay, and what about rate hike? I mean, people have been asking that, anticipating that since the last few months. What are analysts telling you about their expectations on a rate hike?
Well, for the rate hike, it's no longer a question of if or even when, but it's a question more on how much. From the analysts that we've talked to, some said that a 25 basis point hike is in order for the Thursday's meeting, while some are saying that it's going to go up as much as 50 basis points, basing it from the interpretation of Governor Espinilla's statement of a strong response to monetary policy as compared to what he's saying before as having a measured response in the previous releases. So I think it's safe to say that it's unanimous that a lot of the analysts are thinking that for certain, the BSP is more likely going to increase interest rates.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Leo Uy, Business World's Head of Research, joining us live from Quezon City.